Welcome RPG Limit Break fans to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Summer Co-op Tournament match between Kraken O's and Team Biscuit. My name is Thavianock. With me in the booth and restreaming today is Lord Fizzlebeef with our Tracker Ale. Lord Fizzlebeef, what do we got with these blursings?
We got some fun stuff, and we got some kind of disappointing stuff, and we got some funny stuff, because, as everyone knows, Randomizer's got a sense of humor. So fighters, we got plus 20 strength, yay! We got Hurt Dragon, double yay! For the Thief, we've got plus 10 luck, which basically means that thing is the most automatic run bot ever. And we got Fighter Armor, which is amazing on a Thief. Red Mage has plus 10 hit percent, which could come up, but Free Temper, you always say yes to Free Temper. The White Mage has Elemental Magic, that's your Fire 2, Lightning 2, Ice 2, and Improved Thor Hammer, should we have Dreams of Melee. And then down at the Black Mage, we've got Improved Cat Claw and Legendary Swords, taking advantage of that Black Mage's infamous melee abilities.
By the power of redundant blursings, we have no need for the Black Mage, unless the magic rolls good, but we have to see what the parties are. We got Forced Fighter, Forced White Mage. I know you kind of don't like that idea.
Nope, sure don't. It's not the worst it could be. The worst is Forced Thief, Forced White Mage. That's Problem Town, but with a Forced White Mage, much to poor Danny's dismay, I have been reflexively taking double Black Mage in retaliation. It sometimes works. It usually works. Most of the time it works.
Well, for anyone who hasn't seen any of the races thus far in the tournament, we've got some fun flags going on. This is a shuffled entrance and floor with deep cities. That's always fun, especially when we have flipped floors, so you could find a floors going the wrong direction.
Yeah, horizontal flips always always are a struggle to learn at first, and then you think you've got them nailed, and then one of them trips you up. There's a couple floors out there. Notable shout-outs to Carrie's floor, the bottom of Volcano. That one trips me up all the time, where I think, hey, it's not flipped, and then I head bottom left and oh wait, it's flipped. Oops.
We got some fun ones. We also have the Proc Gen Waterfall, which often doesn't make much of a difference.
I'd argue that Proc Gen Waterfall is frequently a lot shorter. Sometimes it's way in the middle of nowhere and it's perilous to find. Other times it's just, you go down the stairs and the door's right there.
For the immediate progress for our runners, we do have extended open progression enabled, so they can run. They don't have a free canoe, they don't have a free boat. They do get a free bridge, which in this case is the bridge to Lafane. So from the start, they can run basically everywhere that's not the inner sea, or anywhere that isn't the river system and Crescent. But there we go. Hey, we got some good gear. Silver bracelet, copper bracelet, and chain all rolling up.
Yes. One of the things is that we threw Canaria in the mix of shuffled towns, but to help try and compensate a little bit, we give you a full set of random starting gear. It's usually designed for like one fighter and then one red mage or thief and then two mages is roughly the collection of gear that it hands you.
Fun. We're seeing Canaria City, or it's literally just a Cardia Isle, and then we've got the sea split immediately out of the castle. That's really nice to see. And oh, another Cardia dead end on sea split right side. And that is Toph actually having our dwarf cave, so that's 2 drop-in or incentive locations easily found quick. That's Marsh split. So yeah, Canary Castle having both splits immediately, that makes for some less confusing and annoying later dungeons.
2 immediate splits. It's at least the problem is solved now, but I get real nervous about some kind of fetch nonsense being hidden down in that double split.
Very true. And ooh, we have found Toph.
Okay.
That's Princess Rescue. That's 2 items to be got when they find Canary Castle. And that left side split leads into, or top side looks like leads into Volcano Armory. So good gear being fired. And hey, there's an X chest and another one. Those are trap chests with better gear in them.
Yes, they are guaranteed to have what the game considers rare gear. Sometimes that's a wear sword. Sometimes that's a katana. Sometimes that's a ribbon. Sometimes it's a heel helmet. But every one is guarded by, I believe they're all B-side encounters. Which, if you can take them, real good experience, but some of them are going to be kind of a little nasty.
Yeah, if you can find yourself fighting some 4 Gasties, for instance, in an early box, and when you are relying on the free magic that you got on one of your party members as your only sweepers this early. Speaking of parties, looks like we have the Fighter Rainbow over on Iker's side, the Fighter Thief White Black for Oslado. Same with Odoron on his team. Yeah, both teammates on both sides going with the same parties, and hey, there is so that was Northwest Castle into Ice Cave Loop.
I've always been a little bit of a fan of having disparate parties across both team members. It introduces the ability for one team member to clear something that the other team member can't quite handle. The only problem is it gets a little dicey at Topher time because it's difficult to match everything up with set RNG exactly, but I still like it.
Yeah, variety is the spice of life, but when you're going it for co-op and you just want to get it done knowing what's where, especially since it's the second runner on the team finishing that ends up the race for that team. So well, I'm just give me a Thief Red Mage, I'll be fine with that.
Yeah. Looking at the 2 sets of parties, Fighter Rainbow versus Fighter, I believe that's Fighter Thief White Black.
Yes.
Yeah, Fighter Thief White Black. I think I take the rain. If I had to choose between the 2, I would take the Rainbow. If only because I think I could get a little more mileage out of the Red Mage, but it would be it would suck to give up the automatic run from today's Thief. Having said that, even knowing the blessings, Fighter White Double Black all day, every day.
I can see that being pretty dang potent, but of course, with multi-casters and no guaranteed cities. Oh wow, Frostwolves with stone or with yeah, there you go.
Yikes! That
Matoya's cave is actually very dangerous. And ooh, hey, we found a city. We've got Elflin, level 3 and 4 magic acquired.
We also
no levels though.
On the sky floor, we have found a Harm 3 stick, which is real nice for that Forced White Mage.
That is a sweeper that doesn't require levels, which makes getting the levels a lot easier. And reasonably damaging power magic with that hurts all effect. And hey, Harm 3, Invis 2 at level 4 white, so not bad magic when you get the levels to use it.
Level 4 black, what do we got? Ice 3, sure. Ice 3's Ice 3. Interesting.
Finding that was Lich, it looks like in Provoca.
Ooh. Surprised we didn't take it.
First Fiend found. Well, he is at level 1.
No excuse.
I mean, if he's got that harm stick.
Yeah, exactly. The harm stick and the White Mage with Fire 2, that's like that's like a 2-round fight. It's Lich.
Well, looks like he is going to take that bridge to Provoca to check, or to Lefane, check what's there. As his teammate continues clearing out Sky 1, it looks like.
I wonder how many of our teams are going to circle back to that Sky 1 floor for that Harm 3 stick. Because without a decent like assortment of magic, that is kind of really powerful for this early on in a co-op seed. I would be tempted to get it myself.
Well, Ocelotto definitely got it. His teammate let him know it was there, I believe. And also found a big box of experience. That is huge. Didn't have to take any fights to get that experience, and now his party's substantially more resilient. Ooh, Fire Sword +1. That is an upgrade for the fighter. Twin Whizvamps being fought by Windfox. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, they do hurt a little bit, and at this scaling, I would be concerned about Harm 3's ability to get there before they get through us. And I think that's playing out. Oh, no, never mind. All levels through the White Mage, just where you wanted them to go.
With the White Mage having a boost to its experience gain for these flags, that is actually pretty sweet, and that Harm 3 stick doing its job. Also, Iker finding that Lefane was replaced with Gaia. So there's another city found, possible turn-in location if they find the bottle. And more stoning. Argoyles also have Stone Touch. Odoron losing that deep dive.
Yeah, this, ooh. Sky 3, I spy with my little eye a ribbon. It was not the incentive ribbon. The dialogue box was not on screen long enough for it to do the so I think that's one of our loose ribbons, and that would be, hey buddy, you might want to come over here, considering everything everywhere has stone poison.
If Papa Foy is in chat, if Frostwolves are a proper analog for Stone Cold Steve Austin, then in this case, yes. Well, Iker going into that C-split dive where Odoron was bounced out of as his teammate finds Cardia treasure. So that's the third Cardia Island treasure location, or room they found, and ooh, Ocelotto finding some pretty juicy R-Hydras. If he can take this fight and get some kills, that's a good experience.
And there's our first loose, spotted by Windfox. That's a boat. Also, welcome, Raiders, from Flossy Fern. How's it going? Welcome to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Summer Co-op Tournament 2024. You are watching what is effectively 2v2, but when one person on a team finds a key item, it is electronically sent to the other player's inventory as well. In order for a team to finish, both team members have to kill Chaos, the final boss. It's a wild time. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, of course, the fun that we're seeing here right now is that all the entrances are shuffled, as are the floors, and some of the floors are horizontally flipped, like Odoron's current Volcano Armory is currently left to right flipped. Just all that random fun that you get.
Question chat. Can the players communicate on their end? Yes, they are occupying voice chat channels together. They are also allowed to share like a Google Doc spreadsheet or like a shared like oh, it's a doodle thing. I never remember the name of it. Shumbabi is going to get me for this later. The weirdo doodle. The only restriction we have given them is that they are not allowed to screen share.
Screen sharing would just be that bit cheesy, but Odoron, I just noticed, found a Quad X shirt. That's pretty potent given that Quad X is set to, what, 600?
Yes, power words are set to 600, so yes, give me that Quad X shirt. I will put it to very good use.
We're finding Northwest Castle at Elflin Castle. And greater than less than floor at Elflin City. That's 10 more chests worth taking.
We're starting to run out of locations where progression would be. Because, like, to get out of this predicament, we need either the canal or the canoe. And honestly, the canal will open up way more checks than the canoe would, but eventually we're going to need both.
Well,
Wouldn't.
with the few checks we've got, and with 2 more loose incentive items, we could find those just randomly.
Wouldn't. Question in chat: would Neuralink be accepted? Sure, if for no other reason than go for it.
Iker resetting out there from some, well, unrunnable robot encounter. Doesn't want to deal with it, just going to come back in and see what he can find on a different encounter table, or spot on the encounter table. And finds Volcano 3. Also weird, but no, that's vanilla.
I never remember flipped Volcano 3. It's very difficult. Also, Windfox is here tracking down the loose ribbon that I believe Iker found previously.
Oof. Iker finding that Matoya is there at Elfland after all that running, and has 3 X chests in her closet, which tigers and saber tigers just yeah, Iker not going to bother checking back there, not at the levels that he wants to risk greater than less than, and oh yeah, the R-Hydras also have glance. We didn't see that before. Stone, stone, and more stone.
Everything with petrification today. Just it's the seed's way of telling you just stop.
New location spotted. Odoron finding his way onto Earth Armory. Ooh, there's his favorite sword. Well, actually, sorry, Oslado's very favorite sword, but he is definitely going to be getting that for his teammate Will. The Vorpal rolled +3. I think a black mage on his team is about to swing a Vorpal just because. Meanwhile, Iker also looked like Check Marsh found that it is Titan's West. So if they find the ruby, that's another way or place they can go down. Speaking of weapons, there is one weapon that is conspicuously absent from this flag set, and that is the X-Cal.
Yes.
It is not there. The Masa, meanwhile, is actually in the middle of Kraken's floor in mid-Toph.
Yes, there's a couple things to go over with that. The first is that X-Cal was removed as kind of a balance fix because the weapon elemental bonuses are higher in this flag set than we usually have them in tournaments. Normally we have them at 30. I believe in this flag set it's 40. So hang on to your dragon swords and rune swords because you'll get some mileage out of them. Also, Mid-Topher. Brand new thing to the randomizer, and this is the first tournament we've started really using it in, I believe. What we've got is... So previously we had Long Topher and Short Topher. Long Topher was the default. It is all 7 floors of the temple. No, 8 floors of the Temple of Fiends were visited. All of them. Vanilla dungeon, go nuts. And then we had Short Topher, which is just Chaos floor, and it sometimes has all 4 Fiends on it, but whatever, it's just the single floor. We now have Mid Topher. And what Mid Topher is that from the entrance, you go straight to the Earth floor. The Earth floor has had some map edits done, so it's a much shorter walk. Same for the Fire floor, same for the Water floor. We've also added some linked boxes so that you can still get a bunch of the boxes without having to go to their original locations. Tia's floor has not been shortened because it's already the shortest floor. Chaos floor has not been shortened because it doesn't matter, it's Chaos floor. But overall, it's our best attempt to just kind of thread the needle between Long Topher and Short Topher, and the more I play it, the more I'm kind of into it. I'll probably still personally run Long Topher just for purity's sake, but I don't hate Mid Topher.
It is actually a really cool map mod, and it shows what we can really do with the randomizer to change things up more than just like make things flipped. I noticed Oslado got onto that volcano floor and went, wait, is it left or right? And went to the left and then found vanilla. But I did notice Icor actually went into Sky 2 or Sky 1, got the harm stick, and then immediately reset out, and then immediately dove back in and got it.
Yeah, the notable that the harm stick, not a key item. You don't save it. Alright, here's our second trip to Matoya. All 3 boxes are guarded.
Oslotto cleared them already, so unless he cleared the Tigers one.
And worth noting, if you see a marked box, they're guaranteed to have rare gear in them. So if we're looking for key items, we know they're not in any of the marked boxes. What could we be missing?
Hint givers. Shop item. That's totally worth checking.
Oh, hey,
and
look.
it is the TNT, and we know where dwarves are.
We do know where dwarves are, so that TNT is gonna be a thing.
That could be a vanilla TNT into Canal. It could be.
It could be. At this point, we're pretty limited on fetch. Like we can turn in Crystal, we can turn in Crown. We're going to be getting either the Canal or the Canoe. Question in chat, has anybody made it past Sky 3 alive yet? You know, I keep looking away when they're on Sky 3 because it takes so long to clear, and then I look back and they're not there anymore. And it's entrance floor shuffle. So...
They've definitely looted most of it, but I haven't seen what was behind it. I would assume yes at this point.
Oh, Ale the Fun Destroyer in chat with outlining the entire possible chain of TNT to Bottle to Crystal to Crown to Canoe. Thanks, Ale.
Well, no, you have to... Canoe can't be after Crown. Crown has to lead into Adamant, and then you get the Canoe.
That's true. You did forget the Adamant. Shame on you, Ale.
Or it could be Adamant into Key, and then you could find a loose in one of the lock chests. If that's an option.
Have we found any locked rooms? No, we found Temple of Fiends. Yeah, could be there. Meanwhile, Odron finds the Ice Loop. So, normally, Ice Cave is incentivized. It's been incentivized in almost every flag set since the dawn of time. Very notable for co-op this year, Ice Cave is not incentivized, but there could still be loose in here. The loose items will only be in non-incentivized dungeons, and the only incentivized dungeons we have are Marsh, Ordeals, Sea, and Mirage Sky.
Odoron finding a bunch of R bones. We know how stony those bones can be, so hopefully he gets through that.
Well, they haven't turned him to stone yet.
I guess he got it done with some burning and hitting. Sent to work. Oh, Frostwolves. Those are also very stony, but he got away from that one.
And there's our second loose item, the Adamant. I hope you managed to do your dwarves in one trip.
Well, when they occur for both Oslotto and Odoron, they will be able to do so.
Did they buy the TNT earlier? Well, we're about to find out. Adamant turns into a ball. Oh boy, ale.
Close to it. This is the herb or crystal.
TNT
It's
into Crown. Ale. Yeah, we gotta talk, buddy.
I like what's going on because it makes them run more. We haven't gotten to the big section of the map, and we haven't honestly seen that many deep locations. And we also haven't seen Lefane, which would give them access to all magic, so we get to see some more interesting use of items and swings. That is one of the things we have enabled as a flag, the Lefanian Superstore. Instead of just 2 level 8 spells, you have access to every level 8 spell, or every level spell except for the level 7 and 8 that are at Onrak and Gaia.
You do actually get the level 7 on-rack spells. It's just the Gaia shops you miss out on.
Ah. The more you know. Hiker in Elfland, probably gonna find, checking the gear, makes sense, doesn't find anything special, but gonna find the TNT and has just about enough money for it. Or not, it's 3,000 short.
I would start vendoring things. One of the fun things you can do in co-op, due to the mechanics of how the system works, is that you can just vendor everything, and then you can pick up the key item, and then you can just reset. The key item will be back in your inventory, and so will everything you just sold.
Hiker evidently deciding I want magic, and then I'll go back and figure out what I can sell.
So
as Odoron is taking on Lich.
Oslodo took on Astos, and the crown turned into the crystal. Ale. My dude. You did this to them.
He's checking them off. The next thing's bottle, I guess.
No, we already got that. Bottle came from...
Oh.
It was either TNT or Adamant. It was because one of them was Bottle and the other was Crown.
It was Adamant.
We're officially at the point
up
where we've run out
liquor.
of things.
I'm still shocked that Oslado hasn't put the Vorpal on the Black Mage just because.
I mean, in the absence of magic, I definitely would. But I think everybody's been to Elfland at this point.
Yeah, level 3 and 4 magic, especially level 4 with Ice 3.
Mm-hmm.
Lich taking down 3 party members of Odoron's party, just the Thief standing, but he's got a reasonable sword. Just like, not like holy elements, sadly.
It seems like Coral Sword. Because, yeah. Also, Crystal turned into Canoe. The worst option.
The option that Ale called for.
Anyway, this is why we don't rely on thieves for damage.
Well, this is one reason why Odoron is really hoping to get this kill. Not only is it progression, normally we have the scaling for gold and experience gain set to the incentive item count. This time it is, there we go, is the wipe. The scaling is based off of orb count. 100% more gold and experience per orb lit. So getting these orbs lit sooner than later is big.
Yeah.
Interesting, Oslado taking the lower run through the marsh. Don't know why he's doing that, but going to Crescent.
Yeah, that is.
As Odoron is checking the bottle.
Oh, maybe we're banking everything on this being floater and this being an amazing trick play.
I love that idea.
I mean, the timing didn't quite work out because we just walked past the desert, but...
Well, take some EXPs while he waits for his teammate to get some intel and finds Nuke at level 8.
Nuke and Lock.
And Ruse and Exit. And Exfer, so all that utility is pretty much non-existent. And there's the slab, so... meh.
Well, we tried.
Ironically, the thing you get translated in Lefane came out of a water pool in what should be Lefane.
Question chat, what did you used to call that path to Crescent, the Plains of Sadness? I didn't use that term. At least I'm pretty sure I didn't. It is fitting, though. There's essentially 2 paths to Crescent from Elfland. The south path only makes sense if you're going to the Floater Desert, otherwise it just takes longer. Unless you're avoiding things from the river system. If the river system is, like, hyper deadly, then yeah, like, bottom path all day long. But otherwise, it just takes too long.
There's the canal coming out of Proc-Gen Waterfall in Crescent.
Okay.
Yeah, very short Proc-Gen Waterfall, sadly, but still. That is a substantial advantage incentive items and progression wise for Odoron and Oslato at the moment. Team Biscuit has not made it to the canoe yet.
Mm-hmm. There's a very uncomfortable amount of fetch between that TNT and the canoe. Because it was adamant bottle slab, so the adamant doesn't matter where we found that in the ice loop, I think it was. So yeah, everything is locked behind that vendor TNT.
They will get to it at some point because they have seen it. Iker, I believe, saw it and didn't have the gold for it. Windfox, if he's got the gold, can pick. Yeah, he's going to pick it up for the team now. Meanwhile, Odoron is currently in a seafloor and finds the old man in the cave. What does Sarda have for the runners today? It is a cube.
Okay, we need that, probably.
The meaning of existence, according to the Ultra Cube mod of Factorio, is cube.
Mm-hmm. The meaning of cube in FFR is please, because that's what the robot says when you talk to him again.
Oh well. Speaking of things that involve sky normally, one of the fun flags that was introduced recently, we've been using it more and more, is shuffled chime lock. So our runners may just run into a cave or a location and not be able to do anything because they don't have the chime yet. We saw that yesterday in a race where Sarda's cave was chime locked. Volcano is on rack, evidently, and houses are actually reasonably affordable, 14 grand. And hey, the cube coming in clutch because the first check for Melman is cube locked.
Few things feel better in a co-op setting than getting a key item like 3.5 seconds before you would need to use it.
Promotion located. Melman cube locked into Bahamut. And looks like, yep, the adamant was already picked up for, or the TNT, I should say, has been turned in by Windfox. He now has access to the canoe once he chases that down.
Yeah. I'm a little wibbly on the geography of where the things are, but I see both runners in the ocean. But it looks like they're kind of lasering in on the same check at the same time.
It can happen. Meanwhile, Oslato in yet another first-time sea. We've got Marsh Bottom.
Marsh Bottom, guaranteed to have the Marsh incentive item. Asterisk, guarantee not guaranteed.
But one loose still available. Still no key though, so the lock chests are off the table. Hopefully won't have to see that. There is a crystal acquired by Iker. Now he just has to find Matoya and give Matoya her item. And ooh, that explains why Odoron actually ended up going through the ice cave that Oslato had already been to. That X chest is an opal bracelet +6.
That's not bad.
That's spicy.
We run those.
Yeah, one thing to note, Oslato picking up that incentive chest, it wasn't anything special, just Silverhelm, but it also indicates we have not had trap tiles enabled this entire time. So yeah, they could face enemies in boxes, but no spots gated as far as forced encounters on the floor.
Yes, we kind of really wanted to limit the sort of stationary grind that has been kind of a staple of co-op tournaments in the past. Usually that involved just kind of banning the black belt, but took it a step further to get rid of tiles. Also because without a guaranteed Canaria, your start is sometimes very, very, very dicey, and we didn't want to risk key items being hidden behind some kind of spike tile nonsense. So it felt a lot safer to just get rid of them altogether.
Saw Icor there parked at that little river entrance on the inner sea, waiting for the synchronization of his inventory with his teammates and getting the canoe, finding himself the ice cave or waterfall cave, gonna save out and find himself his gear from the robot going up. Unfortunately, this is the wrong way as we know, but it looks like it's a reasonably short loop. Nope, it's going off to the side.
Our tracker Ale has mentioned, oh hey, there's Tia, which I believe is in reference to Oslodo, given location. So, Tia spotted on the Melman continent. Our second Fiend spotted so far. We've got Temple of Fiends located, so all we need is... All co-op needs is the 4 Fiends dead, and also the loot, and also the key. That doesn't... We don't have to have any of the other incentive items, but we usually do in the course of tracking down the Fiends and the loot and the key.
So, Dale pointing out it was Earth Cave entrance to Tia. And Oslaudo has made his way down and is going to check what Ordeals is, and it is just Earth 2. Some chests in here.
We are still looking for our third loose.
Odoron back in Sky 1. Gonna loot some more chests. Perilous was slow. Why do jerkbirds just tend to be jerkbirds?
Yeah. I mean, hey, could be worse. Could be more stone poison.
Yeah, well, what's really good though is Oslaudo finding Ribbon +2 loose in Earth 2. That's pretty sweet to see.
As far as I could tell, that one was also not the incentive ribbon. So I think the 2 non-incentive ribbons have been located.
Weirdly enough, it wasn't in an X chest. It was in the chest below the X chest. And did I just see a Frost Dragon stone a Black Mage?
You sure did. We ain't done with stone statuses yet.
I think we found what's on the Medusa script.
But yes, to your point that we found the ribbon in a non-marked box, that is the case because there are only 40 marked boxes, but there are more than 40 pieces of gear that the randomizer considers rare, and there's absolutely no weighting or anything for what it determines to put in the box. It just, out of the pool of rare items, it just says, these, and marks those.
Ooh, also pulling a Sun Sword +2. That's pretty snazzy, as when Fox, having gotten out of the Inner Sea, has made it to Earth Cave, found Tia, and it's like, maybe I'll go up.
Moving forward, surely we have some sort of plan. We don't have any heal pots, which is a bit of a bummer. And we keep bumping into things we don't like.
Stun and Sleep Touch. Okay, Bridge of Destiny has really annoying sorcerers on it seems. And Dazzle from the Mudgulls.
Spotted
This is enjoyable for us.
Spotted over in Oslodo's side, we have found the sea incentive. It was, ironically, the Oxyale.
Well, that's the fun thing. You can find things in floors that they just really should not be. And we love it. But we also know where Onrak is, so that's another incentive location. Hey, Oslaudo also finding Kraken. That's sweet.
Found Kraken, don't think we can take it, but Windfox has ideas of Tia. We just gotta make it there, and look at these R-Hydras, this is not gonna be a good time. I just took a look at Windvox's inventory. I am very interested to know how we're getting through this Tia fight. Worth noting that the scaling for these Fiends is sizable. It is, as I recall correctly, 100 to 200% on stats, but then 250 to 350 on health. So we're looking at a minimum of 2,000 and change on that Tia. So without melee horsepower, which we definitely don't have, we're thinking insta-kill strats, but I don't think we have those either.
Well, a Quad X shirt is a thing, but it's not going to be that great as far as you have to do damage before you can use it.
Yeah.
But Odoron and Oslato now in Canaria, getting level 1 magic, finding Temper and Cure 3. So pretty nice things to have. And Quake, that's an insta-kill, mostly for Lich though.
In the absence of a castable Quad X, stun works fine.
Looks like that was Bahamut's entrance. That is Canaria. And Icor, our last runner to make it out of the inner sea. Going down, down, down towards Ordeals, and I'm assuming Bahamut's Isle. Which also has Crescent, so Bahamut's Isle with Crescent and Canaria.
Okay. No shop item, because we've already found the TNT. Pro Ring's for sale here, though. Pro Ring's definitely helpful. That Death Resist comes in handy with the 600 power words. Normally you can kind of get away with them, but I wouldn't do without him here.
Really would love the Steel Armor cast fast blurring with a Steel Armor +5 available, but not going to see that picked up, I'm assuming. It's quite expensive for what it is.
Meanwhile,
and Lefane found by Oslato.
Our hint giver in Canaria said, by the way, did you know that Sarda has the cube? And it's just like, yes, we've already been there, thank you.
Out of order discovery, but level 2 magic had life in it. That is huge to find. Level 3, 4, we've already seen those. With the magic, or with the money, over 170 gold still, Oslato making no effort to save, and the old men in the circle had the herb, so when Elflin Castle is found, that's another check to be used.
Alright, we got all the important bits of white magic. Let's see what black magic looks like. So we had our level 1 Temper. What do we got at 2? Warp and Fast and Dice do, I guess.
Warp huge to see when you've got this level of shuffled nonsense going on, but Fast also huge to see because, well, double the damage with one cast is pretty dang good when you're focused on melee.
Level 5 Quad X, stun less valuable now, but is still fine. Especially considering we know we're locked out of lock. That lock 2 is kind of really the only thing I'm ever going to want to cast out of level 5 magic, so I'd rather just take the stun over the Quad X.
Odron on Sharknado floor, do you think he's going to go on and fight Kraken? Because that is what's next, past this floor. Ironically, Vanilla, and whoa, the link chest floater found by Iker. That is a huge YOLO shot. Almost no one checks there.
Yeah, because it's a very annoying chest to check. Oh, that is a excellently placed floater, and suddenly we got a race on our hands as Team Biscuit is in the air with a check that almost certainly Kraken skipped over.
Yeah, Odoron and Oslato have both seen that floor and did not check that chest, so... Provoca acquired by Windfox, gonna fight Bicky once he stocks up on gear, and Odoron pulling up into the Kraken fight. Let's see if the second Fiend can go down.
Very interested to see how this works. What are we opening with? Fight, Brack, and Invis 2. Invis 2 goes off first. This is not bad. We'll take it. Outgoing Coral Sword, not for very much. First turn Brack, no. Holds the first slot. Fighter melee, not doing much. Pretty clear that this is not going to be a fight won with the melee power we have. All bets and hopes are on this turn to Brack. Incoming melee detonates that black mage before we can get the cast off. We've got Invis 2 that we're going to continue with. This Kraken does have a magic script, but Fiend 1 magic is not terribly dangerous. That Kraken attack, though, don't want it. We've done a little bit of damage. We've done a little bit of damage with melee. We're going to try a Quad X. I don't think we've done the mandatory minimum math to get there, but I've been wrong before. No. Let's try some more Coral Sword damage. Single hit 10, thanks Thief. That's exactly what everyone expects of you. Meanwhile, the fighter, not using a Coral Sword, swinging in for 200 damage. Incoming melee, starting to miss the Thief. That's pretty good. 3 hits, 45. Thanks, Thief. We're going to do a little bit more damage. We're satisfied with the evasion we've got. Harm 3, over 100. That's a win in my book. We're going to try another round or two of damage before we try Quad X again. Incoming Fire 2 takes out the Thief, but it wasn't doing much anyway, so we're still kind of fine. Let's try Shirt. And maybe upgrading to Harm 4, the big boy Harm. Quad X doesn't work. We've got at least 600 health to go. Harm 4 doesn't get over 100. This is why we don't like white mages. Let's go back down to Harm 3, which did more damage. Harm 3 goes out for over 100. Myth proven. Harm 3 for another slightly over 100. Melee misses. Let's try Shirt. Ineffective. Melee is... Kraken is leaning hard on the melee, but we've got enough invis stacks that it doesn't seem to matter. This Harm 3 stick is going to eventually win us this fight as Quad X lands. We got a dead Kraken.
First Fiend down is the Water Fiend Kraken. Meanwhile, Iker and Oslato dueling with the fight on the Earth Fiend. There you go, Lich down. That's 2 orbs for Krakenos and 1 orb lit for Team Biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
Oslato hoofing it through, headed towards, looks like Volcano? No? Taking the river around to Crescent. Interesting.
Probably double checking spots because I'm starting to suspect that that troll floater placement might just be required. I don't know that we have access to Marsh Top, which is where that chest links to.
Windfox finding that Earth 2 ribbon as Oslato evidently had docked at the normal floater pickup location and then walked all the way to Melman to get that fight against Lich. That explains the interesting routing.
Mm-hmm.
Odron, meanwhile, his teammate is stacking up the magic in the Fane. As is Iker.
Question chat. I thought linked chests weren't in Logic, only their original spot. I have been burned by that assumption enough times that even if it's not strictly true, I assume the opposite.
Get your pillar count in chat, people. Oslato has found ordeals in Mirage. Will it be pillar 3? Will it be 2 or 1? Not 1 today. Not 2 either. That's exactly the wrong one you want. And yeah, it looks like 3 may be the right one. Oxyale, meanwhile, for Windfox, coming out of that Sharknado floor, bottom left room. Oh, he was 1 away, gonna go down there, and that should be it. He should be at the stairs. There you go, Oslato through the maze.
Hooray!
And Team Biscuit going to kill the Kraken, or try at least.
Will be interesting to see them try.
I mean, they don't have a thief swinging a little dinky coral sword, so... See what happens, the difference there, having another caster.
So, our Tracker Ale in chat saying, I think we've seen both on-rack and cube floor, and neither team has gone back, so either one could lead to Marsh Top at this point. I'm pretty sure we've seen... I thought we saw cube lock when we had the cube in our inventory.
Yes.
So I think we made it past that one, but no, I don't think we made it past the on-rack lock.
We also haven't made it past Titans, which Oslato and Odoron now having the Ruby coming out of that Ordeals dive.
Have we
I believe
seen?
that was Titans West was Marsh.
Okay. Yeah, we might have a Titan's wormhole on our hands.
In fact, Odoron on his way to get that or check that right now as Kraken being swatted at. Invis 2 coming out to keep the party alive. 4 Windfox hold coming out doing nothing. Fast gets on that fighter. Swing with the fighter. Gonna go with Tempers from the Red Mage, looks like. Stacking up on the fighter for damage. Invis 2 stacks, wants to get as much of that out and is swinging the Vorpal with the Black Mage. Honestly, his opponents are happy for that. Not only is it, well, meme. Oh, wow. Kraken found a White Mage. Who knew that would happen?
Yeah, remember that time the third slot got annihilated? Let's introduce everybody to Set RNG. Set RNG, what it does is when you engage a fixed fight, like a Fiend fight, it sets the RNG table to a specific spot as dictated by the encounter number, and then RNG only advances by actions. It does not advance through idle frames like it normally does. So both teams, or in this case all 4 players, are guaranteed to hit the exact same RNG as they go. And our Titan wormhole led over to here. Oh!
Now that eliminates that issue of bonking off an entrance. Meanwhile, Oslato, his teammate, going after Tia, as Iker, or Windfox, I should say, found those were really hard punches. Those multiple 1,000 damage hits from Kraken did not let him stand up and stack evades.
So, I, as the perennial White Mage hater, the thing that I have always said is that, like, you don't need a White Mage at this scaling. In the co-op flag set, I don't begrudge taking a White Mage at this scaling. This is officially a very, very difficult town. I still won't,
Iker
but I'm stubborn.
promoting at 4840, so that's our first promotion. That was what was cube locked at Melmond. Meanwhile, Windfox finding T-Rex, and that's pretty cool to see if you want some levels, but will he get the kill?
Dumping Tempers into a Silver Axe? We'll get there. Most of us will get there.
Oslato out of Bane, switching to Brax with the Black Mage. Getting Cure 4 out to stack up the Knight, try and keep it alive. Fast finally coming down on the fighter, I should say. Life 2 maybe? No, Life in battle is enabled, but Life 2 is not. So good thing you didn't try Life 2 there. And hey, the White Mage actually survived. It's not Kraken, it's Tia. So... Brat coming out as Odoron, as you're about to say, I'm assuming. Ooh, Rune +5, that's nice to say. That's a mermaid in the way, and it has been carbonated. With respect to his teammate, a member of Bubbles Soda Company, we thank you, Odoron, for providing extra carbonation to all soft drinks in perpetuity.
So,
ooh, 5 hits, 600. That's stacking damage, doing well for that fighter.
So Iker just made it through the on-rack lock, and it wasn't Marsh Top. That's the thing, is that the Krakenos need to find either Marsh Top or realize that they skipped that thing on that marsh floor that they just sailed by. And because that's such an out-of-the-way chest, like, this... I am sending positive brainwaves at them through the power of space and time, hoping against hope that they remember that that chest exists and is linked. Because unless this chime turns into something, because we have the chime, and they might know what the chime-locked entrance is, because I don't.
Well, Elfland has been found. Does Icor have the herb? I believe they do not. No.
That's Marsh 3, but I'm pretty sure that box is linked to Marsh Top and not Marsh 3.
Yes, I do. That Marsh 2 has linked chest 1 for this floor, which is the one you pass guaranteed, and the one that was in that far left room is Marsh Top linked.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Icor finding Mirage 1 picks up a Saber Bonk. Boom, baby. That's a big find.
Yes, that is the incentive item for Mirage Sky.
Oslotto rediving into the Sky Loop as Odron continues raiding Marsh, but the wrong Marsh. And yeah, Oslotto is on the... What did we miss March at this point?
Yep. Oh. Yep.
Well, he's doing that. Iker with the floater in hand, in the airship, is currently looting his way through all the entrances in Cardia. Doing some gear shuffling, making sure everything's set up the way he wants it. And there's Marsh Top.
Marsh Top, but it's the wrong people that found it. Where was that entrance?
That was Cardia Grassy.
Okay, so yeah, we have to get that link box.
The top left link box is the link box with Marsh 2, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Oslotto in Ice Cave, wanting to loop that. Meanwhile, their opponents, Iker and Windfox, Team Biscuit, both teams promoted. Good equipment so far. I mean, that Vorpal and that Fighter, or that Knight, is doing solid damage.
Oh, now that I think about it, Felicit in chat saying, good to have that link chest thing debunked. Now that I remember it, I recall, not for this year's co-op, but I believe last year's co-op, when we had swap stairs enabled, one of the places that stairs could be swapped to was the very box in question where our terrible floater is today. And I recall going through the whole Inner Sea, not finding progression, and going, we found a soft lock, we found a bug, brr, 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 and going to dev chat and just being like, I found a bug, and then they went and they looked and they said, oh, actually, when it swapped the stairs with the box went where the stairs is, and if you just go to that box, you'll find the key item, and then you can do the rest of the game. And it was like,
big find. Iker finding Canaria Castle. The Royals had the loot and key. We got the incentive item here in Canaria locked. This is Cardia Forest. So, short of one Fiend, the Fiend of Fire, Iker and Windfox are in go mode. Oslotto dancing around a Cardia dead end as his teammate goes for some X chests, finds fire armor +4 or something of that nature. Not what they need. And there's the incentive for Roostic. So that's Saberbonk and Roostic acquired for Team Biscuit with a Vorpal plus wielding Knight. I mean, that's totally, I believe the term is Cromulent equipment.
Doable. Usable? Fine.
Serviceable.
Yeah. It's fine.
Lit 2 Gauntlet there in Agama Floor Box 1. Not gonna bother taking that. Oh, Iker finds it. That is the last Fiend. That is Carrie's floor. And he realizes it is flipped, so he's gonna go to the right, not the left. His teammate also finding some dragon armor. That is definitely worth it picking up. And Saber coming out, not gonna bother doing anything other than just temper, fast, Saber. Ooh, going for the confused strat. I love it.
Meanwhile, Team Krakenos, my heart weeps for them. They are going over the same location with a fine-tooth comb.
Sadly, the location is about 1.5 map loops away, or thereabouts. Odoron having already done all the rooms, just triple, quadruple checking all the boxes. Meanwhile, slow from Carrie. Fire 2 also coming out, not doing all that much. This Carrie does not seem to be nearly as threatening as some of the other Fiends have been. I mean, mostly Kraken. Kraken was quite threatening, but 2 hits, 400 plus damage, more Temper coming on, more Fire 2 from Carrie. Chip damage at this point. There's 2 ribbons on these parties. Reasonable equipment otherwise. Temper coming out. Swing. More stacks, or he's going to go for cast. He is going to go for Cure 2 on the Black Mage, just because, and then Temper and Heal 2. So, some safety, some buff. And Ice 2, I guess Fire and Ice just for some differentials from Carrie, but swing for another 370. Heal 3 coming out, not bothering to life up that red mage, doesn't really need to, can't really do it anymore because the paralyzed white mage, but Vorpal comes out, 735. There you go, that is a carry down. That is 2 Fiends for Team Biscuit.
That's the 2 easy Fiends. Now we just have to deal with the 2 larger and more evil Fiends.
Yeah, and of course what's horrifying to say for Krakenos, the pain that they are in, both Canaria Castle with that key and the key and the loot, as well as that carry fight, are in the Cardia Isles, so they are hard locked from progression at this point. And Fox just doing some item clear outs, finding some gear before going after some Fiends, it looks like.
Meanwhile, Krakenos continuing the dedicated combo clear, trying to track down that floater, but yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't see this going back their way. They had a great early advantage with that canal access early, but the floater find massively making up for that.
Any minute now, I firmly believe one of them will have a brainwave and think maybe it's one of those Marsh boxes. And then try to remember where Marsh was. It was down somewhere. It was like Cardia double something.
Yep.
But at the very least, they're now dividing and conquering their re-clear everything work.
This is the thing about coordinating a co-op run. Who goes where, when, and what notes get taken. How thorough are the notes? Ikor taking a 3 Whizvamp pack, get some experience that way, use the Arm 3 stick for good effect.
As Windfox is bullying wizards with Fire 3. Sometimes that's all you got.
Well, at level 19 across the party and 22 on the white mage, it's not bad off at this point. I'd say with the scaling, they've got level high 20s for your primary characters is probably, I would consider that safe.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can get away with mid-20s, but frequently high 20s or even low 30s ends up being necessary, depending on just how much oof the RNG is set to in Topher.
Oh, Ikor doing some searching, gets that dragon armor, or is going to try and get that dragon armor for the night, getting it solid kit as his teammate, taking some metal slimes on the Bridge Destiny, going after their kill of Tia.
Interesting that only one of Team Biscuit is going after Fiends, although I guess the other one is going for gear that the other one has, because that it's real hard to say no to like Dragon plus armor on a knight.
Most definitely. When you have the time and you can get the levels as you go, this makes some sense. Odoron finding get more boxes that he's already bashed his head against. Checking CCs. Never fade CCs. I've learned this.
Oh. Kraken knows. I get it. But go back. Marsh is over there. Please. Go where the linked boxes are. Assume it was a link box that you did.
Meanwhile, Windfox fighting Tia 2 or Tia 1, getting pretty wrecked for that fighter up front. 6 health left, but doing some solid damage. 4 hits for 800 plus on that Vorpal. Fast and Saber and Temper, and all you need there is a third orb lit. That is orb parity for Team Biscuit. That was a ship.
Oh, hang on. Hold it. Hang on. Hold it. No, Azeldo. Yep. Well, yep. Okay, not that one. Yep.
He's gonna get it.
Please hold.
Unless he doesn't realize there's 3 chests on this floor.
We're about to find out.
If he gets past these R-bones that have all the stoniness.
We went past one of them. There's a whole room over there. Oh.
He's getting it. That's the floater room.
All right.
10308.
We got there. Krakenos are now airborne. They got a little bit of time to make up. However, they do still have a decent amount of Fiends taken down. Really, I think they just have to worry about carry. Oh no, they do have to find the loot and the key. A little
Honestly,
awkward.
Well, the thing is, if they get the floater or pop the floater and go straight to Cardi Isles, it's literally just 2 stops they need to make, because they can go to Canaria Castle, and then they can go and fight Carrie, and then they're good to go. And it looks like Provoca was Gaia. That's fun.
Yeah, as Admiral Tryhard says in chat, we are unable to broadcast the reaction from the Krakenos. It is very unsafe for our streaming partners here at RPG Limit Break. We will allow your imagination to fill in the gaps.
There is the biggie fight for Oslato getting that tail. That is promotion available. That will give access to that Vorpal for their primary melee characters. Very much the best sword that we have found so far. Meanwhile, Iker is on Kraken's floor and is about to try and clear out the final Fiend for his team. Now, we've seen Kraken do some very, very painful punchy things, but that was also against a non-promoted party at lower levels.
Yes, however, most of the time people like leaving the White Mage slot 3, and once Kraken gets a hankering, the first stop on the buffet train is going to be slot 3. Oh no, we moved. We learned the White Mage is now down in the 4th slot, so that Black Mage is in for a rough ride. But we can probably get evasion up and then just bowl over this Kraken.
Well, with Saberbonk, a fast temper, more temper, and Viz, this is going to be a pretty yoked swinged Vorpal at this leggy creature of the sea. 5 hits for 611. There you go. Yeah, Black Mage takes it out. That's the set RNG for you. Life coming out just because, not enough damage going through that big armor equipped on that fighter, still up with almost 300 HP. More temper coming out, going for the swing, gonna stick with the buffs. Temper, cure 3. Red Mage comes down before the temper can get out, but at this point I think there's probably 1 or 2 more swings left. 650. The Kraken would be dead with vanilla, but this is by far and away not vanilla. And there we go. 4 Fiends kill at 106.15 for Team Biscuit. They are in go mode.
Team Biscuit is now officially Topher bound, as the Krakenos still trying to lock down wherever Carrie is, and also pick up their loot and key. But I did see one of them hit level 25, so as soon as they get the things, like, just snap your fingers and they'll be in Topher.
Indeedly do. Odoron taking the flight to Melmond to pop the cube lock and promote. Meanwhile, Iker currently going for item get, it looks like, in the Onrak continent. Still wants to get some levels on his party and some equipment that may not have been picked up by him but has been picked up by his teammates. So as much as they are in go mode, Team Biscuit is not immediately going to Topher. I say that as when Fox parks outside Topher.
Meanwhile, the Krakenos juggling and rock, paper, scissoring for who gets to park at Cardia Tiny and take on Carrie.
Yep, Odoron getting the carry fight as Lotto picks up the incentive items, and Windfox does look like he wants to get some levels. He is going to try and take a Topher grind on Toph 1.
Ooh.
Finds from Frosties.
For those late to the party, Frosties, big on the petrification.
Like so many others.
Yeah, like half the other things in this seed, but at least we have the ribbons this time. Meanwhile, versus Carrie, we're going with some melee strats. Incoming Fire 2, not going to do a heck of a lot to this party. We're going double melee, we're fasting, we're going with Invis 2. Melee could still wreck us, so the Invis 2 is not the worst call in the world here. 3 hits, 279, not bad. Fast after the nick of time. Hey Ninja, what do? 9 hits, 204. Thanks, Ninja. Incoming Sleep does a little bit of damage. Slows, undoing that valuable fast work. Slap of Frustration from the White Mage. Unfortunately, there are no memes today. Let's try Fade. Outgoing melee, 7 hits, 226. Fast, refasts the Knight. Fire 2 is still chipping away at this party. Fade goes out for 100. Big swing, 6 hits, 948. Down goes Carrie, and the Krakenos are Topher ready.
I believe that was the Sun Sword +5 that Knight is wielding, so pretty substantial. And Odoron gonna pick up some gear out of Canaria locked. Now his teammate took care of that check. They are in full go mode as well. Oslotto on his way to promote right now, which would put them in parity. And so far, still, Windfox on that grind on Topher 1. That is our only instant Topher. No Fiend refights have been taken just yet. This is just as tight as we would hope.
I would expect a freshly promoted party to probably stop at Lefane because I think life...
Level 2.
Yeah, life is night learnable, and that's a very, very safety pickup.
Fast also, oh wow, that's a huge check. Odoron finding the power bonk on Cardia Forest. Or Cardia Plains, I should say.
Yeah, I believe Osvaldo had it earlier, so I think he directed teammate where to get it. Meanwhile, Windfox, we're going to get our first look at a slightly more difficult than normal trash fight in Temple of Fiends Revisited. It's Lich 2!
Speed bumps in chat.
We're trying to figure, we're gonna give him a little bit of respect. We're not gonna just quake him. Out goes some Fire 3s. Out goes some more Fire 3s. Stop! Ooh, we got 2 mages stopped. Melee swing for 120. What is this, a Vorpal? Let's try fasting that. 2 hit 70, okay. Fast after the nick of time. Incoming melee does damage to the White Mage. Why, if I didn't know any better, I would think this was some kind of enemy fight. Alright, we're done playing around. Let's try quick. more melee, doesn't quite get there. Melee to the knight doesn't get there. We're done funning. We're on Quake strats. Still
Nope, as
not
he
quite
continues
getting
the
there.
Quake strats, Odoron catching up and is taking the fight himself. And, well, Quake got it. Winfox gets the kill.
Alright, so like 4 turns in or whatever, you can get a Quake out of the 4th slot. Let's see if Odron can do better. Well, he does better at getting stopped, but that's not a contest we wanted to win.
It's like Icor trying to take what Winfox did, go for that grind on Toph 1. Meanwhile, Oslotto following Odron into this fight, noticing that Sun Sword on that knight actually did substantial damage before his... there you go. That is huge power. The Vorpal not being nearly as effective pre-buff as that Sun Sword.
Well, that Sun Sword also has elemental weakness going for it, so Sun Sword with a huge plus being wielded by an actual melee class, like monstrous damage out of that thing.
Oslotto through the fight as well, healing up as Winfox already on the carry 2 fight, fast coming out, confused strats tried, doesn't seem like it landed, heal 3 to cover up some damage that was done by a sweeper. Vorpal swings 7 hits but only 256, heal 3 gets out. What happens after this? More heal 3, okay, that's fine. Invis 2 stacks come out from Odoron, trying to keep his party safe from melee. Confused not working for Winfox yet again. It'd be fun if Carrie hit herself, but Invis 2 to make sure you can't be hit by her when she swings at you, that'll work too. 5 hits, 300 plus damage there from the Vorpal. Temper going out. This is Dead Red Mage, that's one less caster, but life gonna be used. Wants to try and get it back up. Temper or no? Thinking, does go for cheeky quad? He goes for cheeky Quad X. If the swing comes out and the Quad X goes through, it could hit in Thunder. There you go. That's a lot of damage. There goes the Red Mage that came out. But Quad X comes through, gets the kill on carry 2. But Odoron's already past that fight and onto the Kraken floor, and his teammate is right behind him. Meanwhile, Iker warping out to save and start his dive. So, yeah, Team Kraken knows. Ooh, Odoron going after the Masa and finds Wiz Vamps and a zombie dragon. I think this is an easy fight for a good sword.
This is all upside because this is a very good amount of experience. We get a sword to upgrade from the Sun Sword. This is all great. You just gimme. So
His teammate's about to hear what it is. I might double back for it. It's a Masa +4. I'd suspect Oslotto might just double back for it right now.
Put that straight in my inventory.
There you go.
So 3 of our 4 runners are on the Kraken 2 floor. Iker not terribly far behind, but has the data from his partner on what to do for Lich 2, which is just kill it, and Carry 2, which will actually have some usable data.
We shall see. Meanwhile, Odoron... Oh, looks like Winfox is also heading towards that Masa chest. Gonna be happy to see it. But Odoron, our first runner to pull Carry 2, or Kraken 2. Fast coming out on the Knight. Knight dead, 11 hits, 700 plus damage. That's Kraken 2 for you. Vorpal, meanwhile, doing nothing, because this is a fairly evasive sea monster. Oh, well, there goes the thief, the ninja, the most evasive by nature, and fast goes to a dead body. Unfortunately, it does not affect. Temper coming out, life coming out, trying to bring back up that ninja as an ablative meat shield target, I'd assume. Ro16 coming out on the ninja, or on the knight. Quad X not effective. Those pro rings coming in value. Temper coming out, Invis, not going to bother trying to heal at this point. He just wants to get his party safe from the punch. But Inferno comes in and wipes out the party anyways.
Yeah, this was a good fight when we could just like bounce life casts off of people until the Inferno happened. Single cast life doesn't work great in front of AoE.
Yeah, single cast Brack could work, but Lit 2 undoing the life cast and that Black Mage down to 73. Still gonna go Brack, still gonna life. If they can get the kill, that would be swell.
Would have been swell.
Yeah, White Mage dead. That is a wipe for Odoron, our first wipe out of Topher. Meanwhile, Iker, following his teammate in, has dealt with Lich, is going into Carry's floor. And our bottom two runners on either side are on this Kraken fight. There goes the Knight for Windfox. Brack not working, life going up on the Red Mage. Meanwhile, the Knight and the White Wizard up for Oslotto. White Wizard actually keeping that Knight up. This could be a winnable fight if there's enough buffs on. Not going to bother using any sort of life cast. Going to go with that Vorpal swing. 300 plus damage. Could get there. Harm 3. Just going with weapon charges instead of spells and gets the kill.
Oslotto, the first of our runners to successfully make it through the Kraken 2 fight. Windfox, giving it an A+ effort, just lost both the melee to the Inferno. However, we know that after this there's going to be some more lightning nonsense. We're going to try some more Brack casts out of the 4th slot. Doesn't seem to be effective. That Knight with the Ribbon survives the lightning too. We're going to try some AoE healing and one more Brack for good measure. The healing is happening. More healing is happening. I hope we have evasion up because that Kraken is coming in hot and just detonates that Knight. When you use the words detonates the Knight, it's time to panic. Let's try. We don't have much. We're going to go for Bane. 3 and 256 strats work, but down goes the White Mage. Does Bane even get us there? It does not. Reset. Let's try it again.
That is Windfox out. Meanwhile, his teammate makes it onto that floor. Does have the intel about the Masa from his teammate, whether he gets it or not. Probably, because it's the best option. Otherwise, it's the Vorpal. They did not get that Sun Sword. Odoron going in and dealing with the Lich 2 fight as Windfox, just like, I need more levels to survive this, is going to go back to the grind.
The solution to this Kraken fight is in how fast you can put up evasion, especially on your first slot. Kind of also on the second slot, but especially on the first slot. And in absence of that, then I think we're just going to try for just sheer raw power and see if that gets us there.
Yeah, looks like the Masa is equipped to that ninja for Oslotto. Loses the Black Mage, but lifes it back up. Put wall on that ninja from the White Mage before as well, and now 3 roost stacks on the Knight. The Knight is now more or less evade caps. Lit 2 just tickling. Fast comes out on the ninja, so that ninja is now double swinging that Masa. Gonna stack the tempers on the Knight though with the Vorpal. This got some lock because this seems to be a very evasive and absorby dragon lady. Knight or ninja goes down, not gonna bother lifing it up. I think can't use life 2. Gonna go harm 3. Just save the charges and just go with what's faster. Vorpal only doing just under 300. There's lock 2, cut the evasion. There's fast. That's very scary. Always scary to see.
Not sure how many melee attacks we've seen though, so. If all we're getting is magic, fast is basically a free turn. As we try some more Bracks, but it doesn't quite get there. We're doing some more Invis 2s just in case melee comes in. More Inks. For all the problems with Tia, we also get a lot of benefits and so many gifted free turns. We're just going to keep going with the Harm Stick. We're going to try a Quad X, see if that gets there. Melee out of the Vorpal for 500 damage. That's a good start. And Quad X, ooh, still ineffective. More effectively free turns.
I can see why he's using the stick, because that life or the fade is on the same level as life 2, and he wants to save those charges if he needs to use them after, or to res party members after the battle.
We're just gonna do a little bit more chip damage just to see if we get there. I'm not sure what exactly the count on damage done is, but we're aiming well above 2,500 damage as the minimum threshold that we have to get to. Let's see if Quad X gets there. It does, so Oslotto is going to be our first runner on stream to Chaos.
That is huge. That is good intel for his teammate as well. But that also, well, we haven't seen Chaos. It could be just all that chaotic. We haven't seen Cure 3 or Cure 4 yet. I mean, or a lot of nuke and nuclear. What fun will we have in store? Here we go swing, we go fast. We got the knight at slot 3. We're going to go ahead and evade stack with that white mage. Oh, well, slot 3 takes a big punch, but that dragon armor doing pretty dang good to keep that knight alive. Ro16 coming out post swing. Fast on the ninja, going to go ahead and Ro16 up 2 stacks, and ninja takes a hit, but stays alive as well. This is not the strongest of Chaos's punch-wise, it seems. Cure 4, keep that knight alive. It is your primary melee dealer of damage. Nuke coming out, though, knocking down the ninja, nearly killing the black mage. Cure 3 comes out a little late, unfortunately, for that ninja, but life could bring it back up if he wants to risk it. Nope, he's going to go Cure 3 on the black mage, try and get that back up off its knees, as Vorpal's still on that knight, only doing under 100 as the white mage goes down. Oof, lock coming out, heal pot strats from the knight. This is spooky.
With Tornado coming out, this is definitely panic time. A punch to the black mage takes it down, but it has largely performed its duty. It's now all resting on the knight's shoulders. Melee going out is fine. We'll take it. Melee coming in is usually good. However, what seems to be a crit through evasion kind of takes the wind out of our sails. We need to stop and chug. We know Tornado is out there. We know Nuke is out there. Slow to lands. Was that pre-fast or post-fast? A swirl comes out.
That was post-fast, but that's still halves the damage.
And we circled back to the nuke. This is a real monster of a chaos we have on our hands.
That is full intel dive, though, for Team Krakenos. Iker, the first runner on Team Biscuit to get to Tia. Looks like Oslato going, searching for maybe some extra gear, or found a good grind item earlier?
Possibly, although I'm more interested in Odron's screen at the moment. We have only a knight, and we're rusing and sabering so that we can clobber 4 worms. Now, the experience from this fight is going to be absolutely insane. Just positively unfathomable amounts of leveling up about to happen in a single fight. What are we going to do with that, though? Do we have an exit strategy?
He does have magic. Odoron was the one on his team who went back and got magic for his knight post-promotion, I believe. That's what Oslato is doing, getting the magic for the knight so he can res up the party. Or I'm getting confused and he doesn't, and he's going to go man mode. I guess he doesn't, and he's going to go man mode. Meanwhile, Iker made it through, going to be our second runner on stream, first runner for Team Biscuit to take on Chaos.
As Team Biscuit begins their first look at Chaos, no party movement going on, but I don't inherently hate that, but that black mage is not long for this world. Let's do some defensive stuff. The fast goes off, the punch goes off, the black mage goes down. The invis hits everybody other than the one that it really needed to hit. Let's try some more stuff. We're going to try life, and we're going to bring that black mage back to life. See if we can't get some temper and fast and or lock. Single swing for 91 damage. We need some lock. We need help. Send help. Bring help. Let's try a little bit more lock 2 and some lock 2. We're out of invis 2s, so whatever evasion we've got on the party is going to have to do. The nuke is here. Nothing above 300 across the party. Not terrible, but like this is not something we wanted to see. Healing is going to be the name of the game, as we, the audience, know that there is Swirl and Tornado in the not-too-distant future. How will Iker react without that information? We're looking at our healing spells. We're thinking heal 2, we're thinking cure 4. We decide on the cure 4. We want that fighter at full health. Did I say full health? How about 2/3? Let's try swinging 4 hits for 495. We are managing some outgoing damage. We still have 2 life casters up. We cannot use heal 3 because that shares a spell slot with the White Mage's final life, so we're down to heal 2 strats. Tornado puts that Black Mage right back down on the ground. Heal 2, kind of doing okay. We're sort of treading water with the health of the party, sans Black Mage. As the mages continue to try to work on survival, that knight is continuing to try to chip away at this chaos. This chaos has a minimum of at least 4,000, possibly minimum of 5,000 health. So when you see numbers like 355, you know that you're in for the long haul. How many more? We're gonna shift to Fade. This White Mage is very low on healing magic, so we're gonna convert it to damage just to see if we can race there. Temper's going off as well. We've got 3 more Temper casts. We're done wasting our time with the Black Mage. We've seen the AoE power out of this Chaos. We give up. You have him, Chaos. You win. Let's try some more Tempers. Incoming melee. The Red Mage is okay. Decent evasion. We're going to use Cure 3. We're okay with the fighter at 447. We're just gonna rough it, see what happens. Here comes Ink, a blessed free turn out of Chaos. Are we just gonna keep moving with the locks? We are. Looking at our healing, we only have 2 heal 2s left. We've got a handful of Cure 4s. We're gonna go to Fade. Fade does under 100, as Fade is wont to do. Chaos responds with wimpy magic of his own. Let's see what this sword does. 6 hits, 870. That is a real number. We need a couple more of those. Let's try some Temper. We're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Let's use some of our last resources, such as Heal 2. Slow 2, thankfully tagging the Red Mage. Nobody cares if he's slow. Most of our party is up in what I would call a safe range, but we're going to use our last Heal 2 just to make sure we get there. Here comes Swirl. Powerful damage to that Red Mage. 5 hits, 1188. Iker is the first on stream to take down Chaos.
That is 1G, as Windfox needs to finish out to get the win for his team. Meanwhile, Odoron makes it to Chaos with Man Mode, has 3 Roost Stick casts out, used some pot strats to bring his knight up to speed, or up to something survivable, and is saber bonking to the moon. Gonna probably go back to pot strats now at 85 health, as his teammate is Toph grinding. Fire 2 doing chip damage, 22 damage, not having a whole lot of pots. He's just down to 10 pots left. This is boopy. Does he switch to attacks and just says ducks to it, or does he continue on with the heals? Probably glad he continued on with the heals. Gonna saber more. I think he may have been hit by a slow earlier, so he might just be trying to compensate. And another nuke coming out. That script has rolled over. We are going to see Swirl. We are going to say Tornado again. Swing with the Masa. And yeah, there's Tornado. That's a wipe. But that's substantial. Out is probably going to go pick up that magic that Ozelotto did that he did not have, which inspired him to go for the Man Mode.
At this point, the true question of which team is ahead entirely hinges on just how much information Iker was able to convey to Windfox about how to navigate the last 3 Fiends of this Temple of Fiends Revisited. They have the path, they have the data. The only question is just how much of it survives description to the teammate. Windfox is going to attempt to put it into practice now. As Windfox steps up, we're going to try fast. We have left the White Mage in the 3rd slot. We are going all speed and power. As much speed and power as this party can muster. Unfortunately, that Black Mage paid for the speed and power, but it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We got Ruse, we got stuff, we're good, everything's fine. We're just gonna reinflate that Black Mage real quick. Oh no, the Knight's down. But we knew that was going to happen. We knew, because of set RNG, so we preemptively cast life on that slot 1 because we knew it was about to turbo detonate. This is the benefits of set RNG in action, folks. You know everything that's happening and can build your entire fight around it. Unfortunately, Kraken's still here. We haven't quite gotten all the way to victory yet, but we have dodged the opening salvo, and we're going to keep going. Here's the Inferno. Good night, Black Mage, again. Let's try swing. How's our swings doing? 4 hits, 824. 824 is a very real number for this Kraken. Do we have a black shirt handy? No. We're going to try life again. Temper again. Lightning 2 takes down the black mage again, and power smash. 2 hits, 498. Not exactly a power smash. Let's see if we can try that again. Life goes off, and power smash. Now, 512, good enough.
Going to use up some heal pots to bring the party up. Looks like he's got about 40, going to be down to about 30 by the time he's finished using these. If not, from Odoron, yeah, he was man mode, but he chugged a lot of pots there. Oslaughto, meanwhile, done with his grind, is going to restart the dive. Here's the question of Tia. Will it be bad? Will it be serviceable?
We've shifted the white mage up to the second slot. Let's see how that pans out for our strategy. We still have several life and fast charges. We're starting over. We're going for bonk. We're going for invis. We're going for fast. And temper? Temper or lock? Temper. Committed. Saber goes off. Invis 2 going off. Fascinating that we're going for temper over ruse, but then again, I do remember that this Tia was very magic heavy. I assume after the first couple of pot shots, we're just going to see nothing but magic from then on out. Let's try and get the black mage back up. Test swing, 3 hits, 455. This is fine. Let's try a little bit more power. Let's see if we can get maybe we can get some more people surviving. The important part that we know from both Iker and from Odron, and also from Oslaughto, is that this chaos needs a full party. There are no half measures allowed with this chaos fight. Let's try some more life strats. Let's just boy, this black mage is just this is just a candy pinata, and the candy just keeps falling out for these Fiend 2 fights. Oh, 6 hits, 910. We found the gas pedal. We have accelerated. We are through this fight. Let's see if Windfox can make it through chaos.
His teammate got all the info having actually finished the fight, so this is very much doable. And given the fact that Oslaughto is still is just now getting into the refights, taking on... Actually, sorry, Oslaughto is going on to Kraken's floor as Odoron is regrinding. This is a pretty solid lead for Windfox if he can pull it off.
Windfox engages chaos. What do we got going on? We're gonna life. We're gonna ruse. We're gonna invis. We're gonna fast. We're gonna temper. Let's get this evasion going. We know that this chaos enjoys some melee. See example A. The candy pinata has been detonated again. Chaos gets to celebrate. It's birthday time. Yay! Let's try some more buffing. Let's try a little bit of heal, a little bit of fast. Incoming melee dodges the knight. We get one more ruse for safety, but I'm pretty sure that gets our knight to either evasion cap or one charge short. Perhaps that white mage will get to it at some point, but in the meantime, we're going to work on healing. Nuke comes out. Does real big damage. The Cure 3 doesn't get there in time. Windfox's party is in a much more precarious position here than Iker's party was. We're going to try real hard to heal that red mage. We get there, but so does a crit through that evasion. Test swing. 4 hits, 774. That's a real number. We are out of heal 3s on that white mage. We're going as much Cure 3 as we can muster into that knight, and a temper for good measure. Another swing, 2 hits, 574. That is fine. Tornado comes out, puts that black mage face down again. Now, this was around the time Iker just gave up on the candy pinata entirely and decided to just focus on healing the rest of the party. But Windfox is not going to get the chance as that white mage also goes down. We're just putting everything we've got into just a little bit more melee. We're going to try and pick this white mage back up off the ground, but with the amount of AoE, no, Chaos choosing melee. Chaos giving us a very, very nice free turn. What are we doing? More life. We're going to try and get all the party members up. More melee strats, 4 hits, 668, Chaos still there. The Cure 3 goes off. Chaos says, "Oh, you put the pinata back together." Blam. Let's try just doing some healing. Maybe some heal 3. Yeah, we're done playing with the pinata. Because 5 hits 734, down goes Chaos. That is a GG for Team Biscuit with an official race bot time of 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 11 seconds. GG's.
What a topher with the all the strain and the chaos, literally. I love the pinata call. That just proved so appropriate for this black mage today.
I mean, it was just up and down and up and down and up and down. Like, that was the Ship of Theseus pinata at that point. It was more duct tape than pinata.
Well, me and Lyle, Alderon on to Lich 2 after the regrind, and Oslato on to the Tia fight, as we are joined by our winners of the race on stream, Winfox and Iker. Team Biscuit, GG.
Thank you, GG's.
Oh, thank you.
So how was that?
That definitely was. I just waiting for the 2-hour seed the way that start went.
How relieved were you when you found the floater?
Very.
Yeah.
Like, we can find a town now.
Yeah, that big difference in the early game with your opponents picking up the canoe substantially earlier and getting the ship was crazy how close it ended up being, because you guys found the floater way before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were saying something about the floater. I thought we were late to canoe. Winfox fortunately got the ship on the first dip of Topher before I think he died in there. But
With one person left. I got
one
it.
person left.
Because I was like, once the game confirms you have it, I'm resetting out of here. I'm not getting out of here. Like, I have just my white mage.
Hey, I haven't ran just a white mage for a while.
Gotta take advantage of that cross-game sync so you can wipe and at least save something for it.
Yeah, I was really shocked to see the floater where it was, though. I did not think they could be there. I was just checking them in case maybe it can. Wasn't sure how linked chess worked with like some of the modes that we have. So
Well,
yeah, that was a
we all-
surprise.
We all learned a lesson today on how that particular link chest works. We got confirmation when you found floater locked marsh top that really was the logic that the seed expected you to do.
Yeah, I found that. I'm like, wait, what? How does this work?
No, it's
Yeah,
like, because early in the seed, I found the marsh basement and didn't find the incentive, and I was like, okay, Iker's not down here. It's got to be in the attic. And Iker's like, it could be in that middle section. I'm just like, oh yeah. There's like one or two chests in there, and it happened to be the floater.
The thought of the day that won the day, along with the pretty solid intel sharing, the way you covered that fight, or those fights with the Fiends when Fox, how much value was Hiker's intel?
Oh, Iker was like, move this person here, move this person here. This is the turn where they do it, and like in our spreadsheet, we actually type out what happened for the at least important rounds, what happens, or if you can get quakes or backs off, we will actually type out what round, what slot the spell goes off in.
Yeah, like when Fox told me you could quake Lich 1 on round 4 in slot 4, and then he paralyzed that slot, and I'm like, well, never mind that. That went by. Let's just kill him for real.
Yeah, that never happened to me, so I was like, I don't know what happened to you.
You probably had your ribbon on the black mage or something like that.
No, I had on the fight on the white mage.
So did I.
Oh, shrug.
This was
Shrug.
like,
Well, nothing was on the Black Mage, it was just being pinatified repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
That was
you didn't need to
intentional.
live. You just need to live long enough till you lock 2.
I'm like, that was intentional. I was just like, if he's gonna punch slot through, I'd rather have him up and punching the black mage down than the white mage or the red mage.
But it's important to switch the black mage to slot 2 for Kraken, I think it was, because punch
Yep,
there
you-
first.
Punch slot 2 first.
It was kind of interesting because we know that Masa turned out to be a +3 or 4.
Or plus
But
4.
you ended up with the Vorpal in the end. Just didn't think it was worth getting compared to what you had.
So I ended up grabbing the Moss plus 4. I was like, hey, it's +4. And I ended up wiping on Kraken. I was just like, I don't know if it's worth it. And like Iker's like, I'm hitting for like 600-700 just the Vorpal. And I was like, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna stick with that RNG, the Vorpal RNG of the hard hits. And same thing happened to me. I was hitting for 500-600 every hit.
Well, getting the big value off the Ruse stick to keep your guy alive, and plenty of heal casts. I mean, when they ran out, but you had enough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she had a heal 3. I shared a slot with life, so couldn't do both. I'm starting heal 2s out. Also, shout out to Corneria Castle for having go mode. both loot and key right there.
Like, the princess normally gives you the instrument, but the king had that. The princess instead had the key to the castle's treasury.
Which had that roost stick. It's really important.
Very much worth keeping in the treasure chest.
Yeah, we found there was a bunch of key items we didn't even find. Like 7 of them? Tracker's probably really sparse.
Let's see. We never
Adamant
found
crown, herb.
rod chime, crystal.
Yeah, we had crystal. I had that
Oh, we
one
did?
down. Bottle and slab.
Yeah, we never
Yeah, I
found
believe the slab turn-in is the only thing that wasn't checked, and that was going to be the ribbon.
Yeah, we found both loose ribbons.
That was huge value. We saw you guys digging back in for those. And how about that Harm 3 stick? Do you get much work out of that?
Oh, that was a lifesaver.
So good. That was huge.
But I only had a white mage. It's like, this is what I need to carry me through. Until we find a town, I can res that. Although I did make a mistake. I should have, when I got the, what turn in? The crown turn in? Yeah, we did have crown because I turned it in. I should have just I should have reset once Windfox got the item because I did lose like 2 of my party members that one. That left me with just a white mage. So that advantage of having this co-op script on, I could have just reset out and got my 2 people back alive.
Well, speaking of just a white mage, we see Oslato having been in that chaos fight down to just the white mage, grinding out, trying to keep it alive, but he has gone face down on the party and he is just sitting there on the screen. This chaos was no joke. I peeped the script and that chaos came in with 4110 for its hit points. With Nuke, Lit 2, Slow 2, Nuke, Lit 2, Fire 2, Fire 3, Lit 2, and then, of course, Tornado, Ink, Swirl, and Nuclear. So, nothing
Glad we killed the
fun.
path.
I will say because of Iker, I never saw the back half of that script, and I am so happy.
Intel sharing at its finest. I actually remember, Iker, did you not accidentally reset out after getting that Harm 3 stick and have to dive back in to get it?
I think I got a wipe. I was
that
trying
would
to walk
explain.
out and I took a few steps and got into something that killed me.
That would be
They
more
still locked me
logical.
or something, so I had to go back in and get it because it was my offense for the first part of the seed.
Well, I know that you guys did Oslato proud. He is a very much fan of the Vorpal strats, carrying the day. It did not get launched off of a sky floor through a portal into the ground to be a lawn dart.
Black Mage even got to wield it sometime.
Yeah, Black Mage, you gotta use it, and then never hit once with it.
Yeah, the problem with the crit stick is it's crits or nothing, and the Black Mage is well known not to be the best wielder of anything.
I'll take a Black Mage with legendary weapons any day.
Yeah, I mean, better than the mandatory White Mage in Fizzle's opinion.
Yep.
It turned out the White Mage was the early game carry with that arm stick, so...
Arm 3 even.
like I found it. I was like, Iker, you need to come get this. It's our AoE item for the seed.
Fizz got any questions for him? As we see
I don't think so.
Odoron actually getting the kill on Chaos. Looks like Oslaughto backed out. So that is a GG for
Yep, GG.
Team Biscuits. Let's see if we can get Krakenos in here if they want to
Don't
talk
blame
it
them at
out.
all.
We are joined by Team Krakenos. GG's, boys. You want to know how
GGs.
much hit points that Chaos had?
I'm assuming over 5,000.
410 or 4110. So not over 5,000, but strong enough to keep a white mage completely pinned
Yeah, I know.
with the nuclear and all of those stuff.
Yeah, we
So
can.
you're telling me I did half of Chaos's health on that last hit.
Yes.
Well, getting all the stacked stats, doing major damage.
Now, I would like to point out that the man that hates Marsh the most did this with that floater.
Yes.
With-
Confirmed. Did
With
that.
Did that, yes. And there is a part of me that is very happy that I remember that is a linked chest to the upstairs, and it must be somewhere. But that floater cost us a lot of time. A lot of time.
I would say
Y'all-
that y'all were decently faster to canoe and canal, but then you ceded that time right back with the floater.
Yep, the floater killed us because we started searching. We started searching everywhere because I knew where I popped the loose. I had a record of where we were and what was going on, and I felt good up until it's like I get that sinking feeling that we had during the qualifier. It's like we have missed something, and it's something that is required. Once we got it, it's like okay, maybe we'll be okay. Maybe we can push this out. And then Chaos just said, "I have nuke
So
and nuclear."
The very interesting part is that I would say both teams arrived at Topher at the exact same time, essentially. Like we have scenery of 3 people on stream fighting Carry 2 all at the same time. Pretty sure y'all fought Kraken 2 at the same time as well.
Dang.
So once you found that floater, you caught up real quick because you took the Kraken and Tia fights far sooner than Team Biscuit did.
Yeah, we knew where they were, and I figured with the Hurt Dragon on the fighter, it was a good time to go. I attempted the Brack and the Bane, it didn't go, but at that point, it was like, I'm just gonna fast up, temper up, and just swing for the fences. And Tia didn't really have a lot. Lich was annoying, but that Sun Sword did its work. I will leave Kraken to my compatriot who did that work.
I don't even remember what Kraken 1 had.
Nothing. I don't
Punch.
think.
Punches.
Punch.
Punch for
Punch.
10 hits for like 1,000.
That's it,
instead of
you-
armor.
Yeah, he punched out one of your characters right away. I remember you said that.
Yeah, and then I got a whole bunch of Invis 2 stacks up, and I'm like, okay, I'll just swing.
Yeah, and you did carry because you had promoted, and I was still running around.
He wasn't anything memorable.
Carry demands respect in these flags, but not necessarily caution.
Not when it's the last Fiend found.
No. I mean, yeah, looking back, I probably should have done what Odoran did and put my fighter into slot 4 for Chaos, and I probably would have had a better chance. But at the same time, that Chaos was mean. Again.
So Chaos, your fighter in slot 1, you can throw 1 ruse stack up from the ruse stick and 1 Invis 2, and he Chaos misses that first shot on the fighter.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know if it was seen, but it was seen again. Slow 2, landing on the knight. Thank you, Chaos, for giving me another beautiful flashback to the qualifier.
God.
Yep, after your black mage died. So
Yep. And I had nothing left at that point. It was nothing. Like if I had have gone and picked up life on the fighter, I may have had a chance at that dive. But at that point, it was already. It was prey time. It was. I mean, I'm sure everyone saw me going with a white mage, being like, "We're just gonna show you my harm stick." It didn't work. But I thought I would give a show.
Well, y'all did definitely give a show, and y'all got to do it again because that's 1-1. You got to do this all over again.
Yep,
Yeah, we have to figure that out now.
Yeah, we're gonna figure that out. We're going to game 3. We're gonna see what comes out of it. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully the floater doesn't get buried in marsh somewhere.
Or anywhere.
Or does again.
Ugh, what a nightmare.
But
But I mean,
I apologize for my inadequate seed rolling skills. I'll make sure Danny does the next one.
Danny gave us that nasty chaos too. So I mean, I'm not really sure.
Why do you guys just hate us and don't want us to have fun on Chaos?
Yeah, really though.
It's the Trash Island experience. We enjoy sharing.
That's legit. That's legit. I mean, I worry about anybody else rolling the seed because I've experienced Danny seeds, I've experienced Fizzle seeds, I've experienced like Ale seeds. I've done them all. So anyone new coming in worries me.
We can have IQ roll it.
No,
I don't.
no.
I mean, if
Who
I do
rolled that
it,
brackable
sure,
chaos?
why not?
Because we want them.
Danny rolled the brackable chaos.
It's
We're
not
never
for
going to
us.
see that again. We're never going to see that again.
No, you'll never see that again. It was a great moment to watch, and you'll probably never be seen again. I mean, the thing was, I was tempted at one point, but I didn't have Exfer, and usually I have Exfer and Mute, and I just never picked them up. Because if I could have muted Chaos, it would have been great.
No,
No.
I just remembered one fun thing. Early on, Ale in chat kind of went up, what are we going to do with the chain of the items? And he kind of French vanilla guessed exactly how the TNT all the way to canoe chain would be.
Oh, wow.
That sounds like Ale, yes.
It's like the TNT and the adamant kind of mixed together, but it all ended with the canoe, and whatever the slab was, well, never translated into being, which I believe was the ribbon.
Nope, never found Melmond.
Another
Well,
ribbon would have been nice.
We either.
Nope, I had 2 of them. I had 2 ribbons. You only had 1, didn't you, Odoran?
Yeah, I only had the
Yeah.
one.
I had 2. Because you got stuck in that early dive in C split to Marsh split to all that debacle. Well, I went the usual way and dove real quick, and I was like, I'm just going, man.
Actually,
That
I can
was
tell
the
you
other
where
fun
Melman
one.
was at. Melman was locked behind the chime.
Makes sense.
True, y'all didn't have the chime,
Could
so
be.
if you found the chime lock, it
It was
just bounced and it would
it
have
was
been
right.
there.
It was the only entrance Ikir and I never touched.
Yes.
Because we didn't have the chime.
Yeah. There's one of those things where it's like, we know where the fiends are, we know where Toph is. We don't need this. Just go. Just go.
Once we hit Cornery Castle, found the loot
Yep.
and key. It's like, yep, okay.
Yeah, it's like,
go,
oh,
we should
well.
find Carrie.
Yeah, and then Carrie was right next door.
Yep.
It's like, oh, there's Carrie. Odoran, you want to go deal with that while I go promote?
That's how much that floater meant.
That floater was everything. Yeah, we if we had, I would think if we found it around at a decent time, probably would have learned Chaos was a pain and did the grind that we did, and then got in there and just went. But c'est la vie. It's a lesson learned that chest is not normally checked at all.
No, it's not.
It's usually avoided, and that was when I saw the marsh, I was like, Odoran, I think I know what I think it's here. I'm gonna try something stupid. He's like, what are you gonna do? And I popped like, floater, go to the desert now. Yeah, that was a fun discovery.
We did find it hilarious that when you were first going towards Crescent, you took the marsh route, and I was like, wait, is he going down that way? And this was like, they're trying to coordinate if they get the floater.
If he found it, I was going to be right there for it.
But it would have worked.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where we're communicating, we're sharing our information, and it's like, okay, like our first preliminary play of this against Team Biscuit during the ladder, we had no like shared document. We were just kind of going by word of mouth and looking at the documents that we had personally, and we all saw how that turned out. Not well. So we came up with a new strategy and a new way to do things, and so far it's been pretty good. I mean, should we lose in game 3 and not get absolutely decimated by the team that's coming next, which we will, and I think
We will
anyone. Yep, I'm gonna say I'm
Oh,
not
we will.
I'm not speaking for Team Biscuit, but you guys are in big trouble. No matter what one of us goes forward, we're in big trouble.
I think both teams can just assume that
Pain is coming.
It's been a great ride.
It's great. We got past round 1. That's cool.
Hey, we're both getting at least 3 games.
That's right. We both got
Yeah.
a
That's
list
a
3.
win.
Yep. And if we happen to bow out, I really look forward to doing this again next year. Hopefully, with the Kraken can come back again, because I feel like we're getting more coordinated and better with every time we head in there and do it.
I can say Iker and I have done better this year than we did last year already.
Yep.
We
I mean,
won a
this,
game.
Won a game.
this was. I mean, I think Odoran, you said this is your second year doing it.
Yeah, I don't remember what I did in the last one.
You'll remember this one, I hope. But yeah, this was my first year with co-op and my first year playing. Because I made it a mission to enter every single tournament I possibly could enter. And I would hope, and I mean, I'll leave this up to Odoran, that should next year come around and we're still here, Kraken will be back again to brack again. We'll brack the teeth again. Maybe.
Pinky promise to Bracken in the future.
Kraken
The
Ooh, the brackening. Yeah, I like the brackening. But yeah, that was a C. Let's put it to you that way. Thank you, Fizzle. That's
You're welcome.
That was not a 10 out of 10. I'm gonna say that.
And with that, I think we're going to move this along to final thoughts. We'll start with second place on stream, first in our hearts, the Kraken. Final thoughts.
Odoran, after
Just
you.
want to thank you all for putting this together, and for anyone who stuck around and watched us fumble around with that. Please never put anything in that chest again.
Spoken like a true Kraken, sir. Yeah, I will echo what Odoran has said. Thank you to the channel for letting us use it. Thank you to you guys for putting this on. Thanks for not letting Ale roll the seed. I really appreciate that. It probably could have been worse. Yeah, I look forward to game 3, the sudden death, and after that, definite death.
You can take him.
Okay. I don't know if they're in chat or not. They were during a couple of runs. If they are, hi. Bye.
First place on stream, Team Biscuit. Final thoughts.
Do I win box?
I can confirm I've never lost a race. Fizzle's rolled for me. So please roll the next one. Also, thank you for the restream.
Yep. Thank you, Lippers of Beef and Fabian Hawk, for the commentary and Ale for the tracking. And our RPG Limit Break for putting us on. And yeah, I'm sure we were very entertaining for the first 20 minutes and the last 10. Looking forward to game 3.
Makocom's Fabian Hawk. Final thoughts.
That was a thrilling race, and thank you. You did answer my request for all 4 runners in Topher at the same time, which was crazy enough. But thank you very much, Lord Fizzlebeef, for covering up both comms and restream duties. And huge shout out to Ale, our solo tracker on this. Thank you.
All right, stick around, everyone. We still have a couple more races in this round of 16-ish for the first week of the co-op tournament. We've just got a couple more to go before we start moving on to the round of 8. Keep an eye on the Discord. You'll see we do announcements, we do pings. There's a spectator role. We ping you when there's races happening. It's neat. For everybody here at the Final Fantasy Randomizer community, my name is Lord Fizzlebeef, and I will see you all next time. Have a good night, everyone.